I have the promoter of Tomasz Adamek, Kathy Duva, with us. Kathy, how would you define this moment for you right now of seeing the cruiserweight move up and face one of the most dangerous heavyweights right now in the division?
It's sort of like deja vu. Many years ago, we had Evander Holyfield move up and beat Buster Douglas to win the heavyweight title. So I got to say, it's kind of cool. I feel like I've been there before. This is nice. I can tell you, from personal experience, this is really good.
Now, when you guys materialized this fight, did you really feel that he could pull it off? Because I mean, a lot of fight fans didn't think Tomasz was going to be able to do this.
Actually, Chris Arreola was my first choice. I can say it now. I said this consistently after the Estrada fight and before the Estrada fight. I was much more worried about him. I feel while Chris is clearly very tough, he does not. Look, what you want is a guy who comes right at you, right? I mean, I learned that like boxing 101. You just want a guy who comes right at you. I knew he hit hard. I know Tomasz has a great chin. I know Tomasz was going to learn defense a little better than he used to. I think that if you're in the heavyweight division, that's kind of the best opponent you can hope for. Is a guy who's going to come right out and be there and fight. So that seemed to me, you know, of anybody that HBO would have bought him with, to be certainly my first choice. And Tomek went and saw him fight against Minto and came back from that fight saying, "Get me that guy." So it was easy.
You know, seeing that Chris has always been in great fights, you know, and he's a great attraction for everybody. Would you guys give him a rematch?
You know, that's a function of finances, and anything is possible. Anything's on the table, of course. I mean, my feeling, you know, we beat him once, why not? But it really is a function. I
mean, this heavyweight fight here was, you know, one to talk about for months ago. I mean, it's been one of the best heavyweights fights we've seen in recent time right now. And the Poland fans and the Mexican fans obviously come out to see it. So wouldn't a rematch make sense, because it would make it even a bigger event, knowing that these guys went at it and left their hearts in that ring?
It might. Then there are, you know, the thing about Adamek is, you know, I keep talking about Newark. We'll get 17,000 people there the next time he fights, and it really doesn't matter who he fights. We had 10,000 people there when he fought Estrada. We had about 7,000 people there the night he fought Bobby Gunn. He's a lovely gentleman, but, you know, he can sell out an arena by himself. So it's sort of like you just can't make it bigger. He just needs to show up now. So it's going to be really what HBO wants to buy, and we're there to accommodate them.
Where does this take your heavyweight now? What level does it take him?
I think he's right at the top. Look, he and David Haye is one hell of a fight. You know, there's a heavyweight title right there. Two former cruiserweights. I have believed for quite some time, and I have tried to convince the folks at HBO of this, and I think maybe tonight I made a few more points. Real heavyweights are this size. They are around 200 pounds. They are 200 to 220. We're at 230. They are about 6'2". When you get to these freaks of nature who are 6'4", and you know, they just use their big long jab and they stick their foot out there and they don't move. That's no fun to watch. The greatest heavyweights of all time. Joe Frazier weighed 202 the night he won the title. Muhammad Ali weighed 205 the night he won the title.
You're right.
You know, Rocky Marciano, all of those guys going back, Jack Dempsey, none of them cracked 200. I mean, a great heavyweight is a guy who is big enough to have a heavyweight's punch and small enough to be mobile. And I think that they should just put all of these smaller guys together and let them just keep fighting each other. And everybody, the fans most of all, will benefit the most from it. And everybody will have a good time.
Well, you know, speaking of David Haye, and I understand you said, you know, 17,000, 20,000. But David Haye brings between 30 to 50,000. So would you guys go up there to face him?
Again, it's all a function of negotiation. As you saw, the Poles will go anywhere. And you can, like, drive to England from Poland, right? If you go through the tunnel. Yeah. So from Poland to England, yeah. It's like, you know, they'll be there. They're coming with us wherever we go. It really doesn't matter. You can't get away from them.
Absolutely. Okay, well, thank you, Kathy. I really appreciate it.